Live from Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. This is your motivational, sensational, inspirational, educational, aspirational, international, keenly awaited, daily created, highly anticipated edition of the Afternoon Swing Trading Floor with your humble host, Jerremy Alexander Newsome, with another daily dose of mentally delicious brain food, reminding each of you to love life, live life, and trade it. Hope you're doing amazing. Friends and family from around the world. Jonathan Wade says we are here. Jack Whalen says hello. Sean says hola, which is Spanish for hello. What up, Bob? Mike says RLT family crushing in 2021. Jeez. Team, we need more people. We got to get more people in this. Do you guys see how well we're doing? Have you been looking at the stats? Wow, this team is incredible. It's the team. That's what it all is. It is the group of people that we are associating ourselves with. I hope you all know that. Because you're like, oh, it's the market. I mean, the market's helping, but you're also taking advantage of it. You know? Just something to keep in mind. So proud of you. So proud of you. All right, here we go. Broader markets. We got a lot to talk about. Again, this red line, type in a 3 if it obviously points north. So it's obviously going higher. That again, the red line was worst case scenario. Worst case scenario. Sean says, who's that in the background? Man, I hope no one else is here. Let me know if there's like a ghost or something behind me. So that would not be good. Yeah, SPY red line. Again, this is worst case. We can increase it from here and just say something like this, but either way, I think we're going to go a little bit higher. Here's the Qs. Made a little bit of a higher move. 354.20. That's the magic number. If we hit that before March, I will be all in cash. I don't think we do. Because I know that a lot of people think we're really, really extended, but we did pull into the 50, which is nice. I mean, it is a nice pullback. We almost hit the 50. That was a 5% pullback. It's healthy. It's not unhealthy. So right here, we just didn't really have any kind of pullback at all. It just was just absolutely screaming. So we've had some pullbacks. We'll find out. But the weekly chart still looks good. I'm still in full buy the dip territory. Right? If we pull back to here, I mean, that'd be amazing. That's 319. That's the high of this hammer, which is what we did last week. Jill says, just came back from breakfast at the Goji Bar where we had breakfast, Jeremy. Oh, that place was so good. Man, that was so good. SPY, again, looks strong. Qs look strong. Dow Jones still looks strong on the weekly chart. IWM is making new all-time highs. Team, I understand that we're getting high. I realize that. The problem is we did have a pullback last week, right? Last week we had a pullback and you guys still did very well. People made money. This was the free week, so everyone was crushing it. And then we're still, I don't know what to say. So whatever dip comes in, buy it. It's working right now. And there will be a time where it will not be this easy. And I don't know if it's going to be in March or February or April that we're going to get a bigger pullback. We're going to get a bigger pullback at some point this year. And you're going to lose a little bit of money when that happens if you're in some longs, but it's okay. I'm excited about it. Justin says, I did not think the SPY would be making another all-time high already. It's incredible, man. Unreal. Here we go. We got a lot to look at. So let's get started. FireEye. We looked at it yesterday. And this is the analysis on FireEye. I want to close above this resistance pretty much. You know, so if we can close above that resistance, I'm for it. It'll be intriguing and kind of cool and fun to see what happens. But until then, I'm just going to kind of wait. Glue Mobile, I've been putting on my watch list. I think they have earnings around the corner. And the reason I'm watching it is because it's kind of sideways and it's kind of basing, which means it could go higher. So I'm going to put on the list for Wednesday of next week. Markets close Friday after next, by the way. Just as a reminder. The 15th, I believe, markets are closed. So we're not going to be here. Don't be here. Edward says Monday, right? Yep. Josiah says Ford on the list. Isn't that your personal favorite? Man, it's a cruiser. This thing just flies. Yeah, it is really putting in some work. Ford Motor Company. So we looked at some yesterday. Again, trends just kind of hanging out, doing its thing. There are some people that are in calls, and I understand, I get it, but it's just going to smash its head against some really, really, really big resistance. Super strong resistance. So just something to keep in mind. I am kind of waiting this thing out. Don't have any positions in it. And if I was going to buy it, it actually would have been the retest of this resistance right here. This is the old resistance. We closed above it the previous week, and then we retested it on this pullback, and then we bounced. So that was it. Yeah. Looking toasty. So if you're in it, I guess just stay in. General Motors, again, same thing. We looked at it yesterday. Big breakout of a distribution phase. This is broken out. That's what's amazing, is this has broken out. I mean, it absolutely can go higher. It has the ability. It really, really, really can. So if we go higher, I mean, this is a wicked pair of candle, small little gap up. It can keep going. If we get a pullback into here, probably keep going either way. GM can keep going higher, which is ironic, but it's probably going to see, I mean, it's already at its all-time highs, but it can keep cruising. We looked at Boeing yesterday, the analysis on Boeing. Buy a dip if it comes in. Robert says General Motors and Fords have such low price to sales. If they get any multiple expansion, they could double. I would agree with that. And Robert's being double in price, by the way, like the share price. Yep. So if they start seeing some, some type of, as he says, expansions, it'll be interesting to see. I did not, and full disclosure, I did not totally take advantage of the car epidemic that's going on right now. Epidemic might be the wrong word. It's amazing. It's really amazing. There are so many opportunities in the car world for car sales, used cars, old cars, new cars, leasing cars, buying cars, car loans, everything to do with cars. Man, this pandemic really woke that up. I mean, car companies are having their best year ever. Car sales through the roof. Car lots through the roof. Used cars through the roof. EV through everything. If it has a car, people are just amped up about it. It's weird. Boeing. Yeah, guys, this would be best case scenario on Boeing. If it pulls back to 197, just pop on in if you're playing it. Again, we talked about last night that Ricky Cadden has a long call up here and a short put over here. And the long call is not extremely expensive on Boeing. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But right now it's just kind of chilling. QS. So QS QuantumScape did drop. That was kind of the analysis from yesterday. I mentioned if it was going to do anything, it could go higher. It could go higher, but the question is, will it? And that I do not know the answer to yet. Probably not. I don't have any position in it. Again, still kind of waiting it out, but if it does something intriguing, play it. Otherwise, it's probably going to go a little bit lower. And that's my analysis on QuantumScape. Okay, we also looked at pets yesterday. And pets, I wanted to have on this list mostly to just watch and see what they do. See if they do break higher, because I actually like this trade setup. 37.78 by 32. Man, that's such a large stop loss for pets. Bob says, can we do another put sale? Oh yeah, we absolutely can. Question is, should we? We could. And check. All right. Yeah. So if we're going to do that, the premium probably do like a March, something like that. It's a really large put sale spread on the stop loss. So let me give it a little bit more time. I'm gonna look at it again on Monday. All right. I got on the list for Monday. We'll come back and we'll see if we get into that on Monday. I just want to make the risk reward better. Ryan says that's an evening star reversal. That is correct. Absolutely. So I'm not going to short it. So if it keeps going down, we won't get in. right, Ryan? But if the evening star reversal breaks to the upside, will there be bears that are trapped? There it is. That's actually some of my favorite patterns in the world, man. Find a really strong bearish pattern. And if it goes down, awesome. But what if it goes up? I mean, right now, it's like, what's the market doing? Are we going up or going down? So I'm just looking for bull trades. iRobot, some people are in this. If you are, cool. Earnings, again, are just around the corner. So just keep that in mind. Something to think through. I'm not going to personally play this one since it is over. Earnings are just right around the corner. And iRobot does have massive, massive gaps on earnings. And I expect the same. So normally they have great numbers and it just sells off hard. That's what's happened the last few times. So if you want to play iRobot, I mean, you could probably buy a pretty, out of the money call and an out of the money put, do a straddle if you're looking at playing iRobot, maybe for February, and figure it out from there. But that's the only way I would play it, unless you're just holding for a longer term trade. All right. Netflix. So Netflix, this was the drawing that we did yesterday on Netflix. Nice bullish candle, really, really good close, solid volume. I'll hide the drawing. Look at that. Beautiful inside candle. Is that a retest? What do you guys think? How's Mr. Squiggles doing so far? Pretty good. So the squigs, right? So if you bought the dip, now will it go higher? I don't know. Not sure. That's the reason we have stops. That's the reason that we don't know the future. Have a risk protection. But again, you get to decide how much you're going to be in Netflix, right? Is this just a small position where you're just trying to pay for your annual membership? So you're just in 5 shares or something. Is this an actual trade where you're going to be in more shares? Is this a swing trade? Is this an option trade? Is this a put sale? I don't have any positions in Netflix right now. But if we take out the high of today's inside bearish candle, we start breaking out, I absolutely could. And if we don't, I'll just kind of keep waiting. I know Tony did a really, really good credit spread on Netflix. So this was a March 5th bull put spread. Check this one out. So the bull put spread, right, was all the way down there at 470. So it was a 470, 460 bull put spread for March 5th. I'll say that again, 470. All the way down here for March 5th. So that time is slowly ticking away on that, which is exactly what he wants. All right, next on the list is Tyson. So again, a few people in this one based on those hammers right there. And we did close down on the day, but very, very small. We made a higher high and a higher low, which is nice. Just again, if you're in the swing trade, keep in mind earnings is around the corner. Sam says, I got out today at the top. Nice, man. So Sam was just in and out. He saw the hammers. Probably played it with an R or 2 is my guess, since there was 3 of them. Got in, take the gain, get out, earnings are around the corner, lock in the profit. I like it. Good job. Oh, John says Sam bit its ear off. That's good. That's really good. By the way, if you guys are a fan of stock puns, about every few months, I let everyone know that Justin Linderman wrote a book. It's on Amazon. And it's called Stock Puns 101, Pun Savvy Stock Markets Enthusiast, Volume 1. When's Volume 2 coming out, Lindy? So if you guys want a fun book written by one of our traders who is here right now, it's a cool read. It's a good coffee table thing. Make sure you get it for Justin. Give him 5 stars. So talk about good stock puns. Oh, man, I love it. All right, go EV. Getting the retest. Perfect. It's weird that it's retesting. JS says the book is rated R. Woo! That's good. That's good. You guys are too solid. Too solid. Canoe, electric canoes. If you're playing it, look to buy a dip. If you're not already in, buy a dip around 1550. If you got in today, since it's a white candle gapping up, nice gap, retest gap. So if you got in today on the pullback, awesome. That's all I have on canoe, guys. That's it. Buy the dip. Blink charging station. So again, we talked about this one yesterday. We actually lowered the entry a little bit. So the original entry we talked about on Wednesday, I was like, hey, you could get in at 53, which is above this morning star, right? So this was the morning star. And if you got in, it would have been 53. I was like, I think we can get a little bit better risk reward, right? So we said, hey, if you want to get in, that's cool, but it's like $10 of risk. I feel like it's just too big. I mean, the stock would have to go to 70 to make any money. And then the next candle, right? Bearish candle. So we said this, okay, when that candle came in, this was yesterday. We said, all right, if you're going to play it, I think you could buy it at the high of this candle with the stop down here. It just makes the risk reward better by $3. You always want to buy as low as you can. Think about stocks like a house. Think about stocks like a house. Do you want to buy a house for 500,000 or do you want to buy a house for 400,000? Right? You always want to buy a house lower. It's the same house. Don't rush it. Don't overbid it. Next candle, bloop. So that would have filled today, and we'll see if it continues going higher. JS says you also want to buy a good house. Yeah, that is very true. Booz Allen. So we talked about this one yesterday. So a lot of these are follow-ups from yesterday. And we have some traders who are absolutely looking really closely at this one. And I do like this setup. So for the gentleman who requested Booz Allen Hamilton, that could be the play right there. 83.97 buy 80.45. Could be a quick little in and out if you're looking at playing ticker symbol BAH. Let it pull back some, and then we'll go from there. K-Dog says 30% premium capture for BAH. Was that covered call or put sale, or what kind of premium did you get on it? Put sale. Nice. Which one you got? K-Dog, where are we at? 70? 65? I know we were talking about it recently. K-Dog. K-Dog. 75 for $1. Beautiful. What expiration? March. Got it. Thanks for letting me know. All right, so we're going to keep an eye on this one, and we will see what it does. Next on the list, EA Sports. It's in the game. Nice pullback. 2 bearish candles pulling back into the 50 EMA, followed by a new white soldier. 2 bearish candles pulling back into the 50 EMA, followed by a new white soldier. I feel like that could be like a nursery rhyme or a rap song. If I knew how to rap, oh, I need bars like Sammy. So EA, Electronic Arts, good pullback. That's really it. That's all the analysis I got. If it's going to go higher, play it. Here's the weekly chart. So again, EA is it's at a little bit of resistance. So you wouldn't do anything too aggressive up here, right? If you're going to go heavy, not the time to do it. This is just a position, regular risk, regular R, regular investment. Nothing wild. Activision. Would you guys believe that I only looked at this one time today? This is my second. It's a great gap. It's a very good gap. My 87 puts expired worthless today. I bought those for insurance. They cost 27 cents. I made more on the gap up than the insurance cost. I slept like a baby last night, although I did have to take some melatonin. I would never lie about that. I had to take a little bit of Melly to get some sleep. I was just so excited about being with you guys today. I normally don't get to do Fridays. Matt DeLong took that job away from me. He said, give me Fridays. I was like, fine. So ATVI, I like the gap. I mean, obviously it's going to be an upper shadow. And yeah, of course, we can retest the gap some. Most likely we do one of these and one of those and something like this. And then we probably go higher. I'm not going to get too stressed out about it. I did look at Activision a little bit, and I thought heavily about getting into a really epic collar. I think it was a 125.85 collar for January. For January 2022. There's still a chance I might do that, but I'm just really trying to figure out if I'm capping my upside too much or if I'm being too financially optimistic. I can't quite decide. I need another night to think about it, or a weekend, because the trend looks good, right? Trend looks nice. We had a consolidation. I'm just kind of bummed I didn't buy more Activision down there. I know Robert Falco did, bought a lot down there. And yeah, trend looks good. Chart looks good. Breakout looks good. Flag pattern looks nice. I'll do a little bit of fibs. I need to do some back trading on this one, see how high it can go. I mean, it's run nicely before. Wow, this stock's been around forever. Yeah, I just got to put a little bit more work into it. Anyway, that's going to be a little bit of my homework to see if I need to get into a collar or just try to hold it for a little bit longer. That's where I'm at. Because if I get into a collar, you know, it'd be an unlosable position. Thomas says, I think that high green volume candle down there, I think printed my order, but didn't fill on Activision. Ooh, tough. Yeah, we were trading Activision down here. In fact, I go to the daily chart. This was before many of you were part of real life trading. Some of you were, and we did really well, but this was the day that I called the low on Activision right here. So February 13th, I was like, all right, guys, we will never go below 40. We'll never see 40 again on Activision. Now, obviously, type in a 1 if I could have been wrong. Definitely could have been wrong, right? Sometimes I like to make just outrageous statements. But I backed it up. I said, this is why. This is why I think it's going to happen. This is why I think it's going to happen. And there were numerous reasons. Yeah, there are a lot of reasons. So one of them, the fact that Activision actually makes a thing. And it was down 53%. It was also about the same time that we were looking at NVIDIA back here. Look at that pullback on NVIDIA. Can you imagine? Can you imagine getting into NVIDIA on a 55% pullback a year and a half ago? What a crazy world that would have been in 2019. 2019, guys. The stock market's amazing. It's going to be around forever. Forever. Stock market's not going away. Come on. Microsoft, MSFT, broke out of a triangle pattern. It eventually will retest that triangle pattern, and then it will continue higher. You have a double inside candle pattern on Microsoft. On Monday, it probably drops hard or breaks out hard, but either way, eventually it'll be bullish. So buy Microsoft, own Microsoft. Somebody was asking if they would do a covered call. I forget who that was, but yeah, I mean, I think that was on this day, February 1st, I think is when I was asked, hey, should I do a covered call? And I said, no, wait for it to go a little bit higher. So since then it did go, you know, another 4 points, which gives you more premium. Anyway, Microsoft looks good. If you're in it, sweet. Teladoc, type of 2 if you're in Teladoc. By the way, where's all my my Newsome mentorship group? Where are you at? There's Edward. There we go. Good. Thomas, good. Where's everyone else? Chris Stanley's in. Beautiful. All right. Jay Wage is in it. Great. So I played this hammer because you guys all know I want a pullback on Teladoc. I want a pullback, but then this candle came up. Right, Edward? What did I say? If you want to throw in the chat pane, and that candle came in our group. I was like, add to the position. If you have a position, add to it. Now, does that mean that you have to buy another 1,000 shares? Yes or no? No. Right? How many did I buy? Edward, do you remember? Edward says he bought 5. I did 50. Yep. So, right. So nothing crazy. Just boop, added to it. 50 more shares. Now, again, it could be 5, 1, 50, 10, 100, 7,000. Doesn't matter. But that's just a gorgeous, gorgeous hammer. And it's a bearish hammer. Right? Hammer-ish candle in an uptrend, beautiful uptrend coming down to the 10. What if it doesn't go higher? What if it doesn't? What if it does this? Can I buy lower? Absolutely. I have my limit buys ready to go. And then pop, And then you get a really interesting pattern, which we haven't totally figured out the exact official name for yet, but you get a bear candle gapping up into a bear candle that makes a higher high and a higher low. So we got some more inside candle. Looks great. Buy some more. Nice little gap. Maybe buy a little bit more. I mean, it's going higher. And then you add to a little bit more today. If it hits $300 before March 1st, I'm going to keep holding. I don't think these limit buys are going to fill. I'll probably take them off my screen soon, but I was able to add to the breakout some. And we'll see what it does. The chart looks good. The trend looks good. And I'm bullish on Teladoc. Palantir. I do have bullish positions on Palantir. And I really, really like this candle. I like the gap. I like the chart. I like the pullback. I like the volume. I like the trend. Literally like everything about it. And that is why I'm in PLTR. So if you're in May, $40 absolute zero calls. If you have some shares, very cool. Thomas says, how much did you add on the breakout on Palantir? Teladoc. Another 50 over the course of those 3 or 4 days. So I was buying about 10 shares at a time. Yeah, man. So in May, these May calls, and I don't know, guys, looks kind of cute. I like the oh heavens. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Perfect bearish hammer candle. I feel like we just talked about that. Monthly chart, a little bit of a small bearish hammer candle as well. Jonathan Wade says also printed Momo. Momo did go long. Yeah, this is true. Edward says, would you add, though earnings is right around the corner? You could add relatively, I mean, it is around the corner, but you got a few days. You know, so if you want to buy up into here and then like if it gets up in there and you just sell it right before earnings, that's okay. And if it's an investment, obviously you have to hold over earnings. Okay, so Palantir, I'm in. I like it. DocuSign. Uh-oh, DocuSign. Whoo. I like it. We are in on DocuSign. Only one contract for me. It didn't come down to my support to buy any more. So I have 250 January 2022 call option on DocuSign. Newsome is in 1 January 2022 250 call. Now, again, I know a few of you who have 4 or 5 shares of this, 10 shares of this. I know one person whose entire account is in DocuSign for a longer term investment, like an IRA. And again, just to kind of break those paradigms that are in your brain, right? Don't put all of your eggs in one basket. Applies if you don't have any more chickens. If you have other chickens, go make some more eggs, right? Mark Cuban says diversification is for people who haven't studied. So put in some time, put in some work, put in some energy. You're doing all of those things. My girl Cindy says I bought off the blue line twice recently. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Cindy. Well done. Woot, woot. I love it. Also, get up for Steve Hoff, who bought this dip on OZON because he did his research on it. He did his own research. He put in the time, the energy, the work. He sat in front of YouTube. He watched videos. He researched the CEO. He did all the work. And he put some serious money into OZON. Old resistance right here, new support. Did he know, ladies and gentlemen, on this day that the stock would bounce? Absolutely not. No, he didn't have any clue. But he did some research. Right? He did some research. It's like, I like this company. I think it makes sense. I think it is in a country that can go higher, or not the country specifically, but the economy, the metrics. I think it has room for growth. I like this. I like that. You know, he liked it. Plus, look at all this bearish volume that got taken out. That helps. So he bought some shares here, and type in a 4 if he would have bought a little bit more shares down at that support. Yep. And since it's a newer IPO, type in a 5 if you think his stop was probably 0. And he was risking amount of money that if it went to 0, he would have lost a certain percentage and he would have been okay with that. He would have moved on about his day. But since all of you are typing in 5, you know that it's less likely going to happen, right? It's going to be a very long time before an IPO goes to 0, literally. It can go down 98%, but it's going to be a while before it just hits absolute rock bottom 0. So OZON, good job, Steve. Well done. Lemonade, still trading sideways. Let it hang out. Let it do its thing. I'd really, really, really want to buy it lower. This is a nice pennant pattern, though. I mean, if it breaks out, it could be great. It could be pretty, but let it pull back some. And if it breaks above this resistance, you could maybe peel in a little bit. If it comes down to here, right, maybe you could peel in just a little bit. Small positions up here, team. Again, R's on deck. Be cautious. I don't have any positions in this one. I would much prefer a pullback to about 120-ish. That would be great. So I'm waiting that one out. Don't have any positions in that. Uni Software. Man, I feel like we talked about this one recently. In fact, it did precisely what we talked about yesterday. To the nose. Gap down, got bought up, perfect fading opportunity, which I did not do. I didn't do any day trades today. Today was the day I poured into the community. No day trading for me. Just let my swings do my thing. So it trades up, really good break above that bear candle, right? And then this was the low of the daily charts. So if we zoom out, right, this is the previous lows over here. Old support equals new what? Old support equals new resistance. So that's where you could have sold some shares if you're day trading, or if if you're long some shares and you're day trading, you could have sold short there or whatever the case is. And then once it breaks this support, you short it on the downside, make some good money, long and short, easy day trading money. I like it. So Unity, it is a good gap. We talked about it yesterday. It did precisely what we talked about. Gap down, trade up into old support, new resistance, and then failed. Good volume. Second biggest volume bar of the day on Unity. Probably won't go much lower than this. Just based on that volume, that's probably too obvious, unfortunately. But I'm going to keep an eye on it in case it does. If we trade 2 or 3 days of sideways and then drops, awesome. If it breaks and closes above this volume bar, that would be amazing. And Edward has some put sales at 100. All right. What expiration, Ed? March. Got it. Peter says he's in puts and stocks. All right, my man. CureVac, we talked about it yesterday, and it did have a beautiful gap up today, clearing all kinds of resistance. Let's go back to yesterday when we analyzed it. And yesterday's analysis, here we go, was if we pull back, right, buy the dip, trend looks good. I would love to buy it down here if we ever get down there. Probably won't. And if we ever gap above here, look to go long because it's going to trade a lot of resistance and trap a lot of bears. End analysis from yesterday. So again, today, nice upper shadow, right? You had, look at all these bear candles gapping up. Bear candle gapping up, bear candle gapping up, bear candle gapping up, bear candle gapping up. These bears are pooping all in the woods. And then you have a lot of resistance, possible double bottom. And then it gaps above this candle, this candle, this candle, this candle, and the candle from today. Is that a good day trade? If it opens above there, absolutely. 5-minute chart, first 5-minute candle. What a wrap. What a wrap. Oh, man. Bing, bong, boom. We are done. That's it. Inside bull candle. Oh, even easier. In. Already printing money. Are we going to get wicked out? Nope. I like it. Nice, fun trade on CureVac. Could have been good for an R and some change. A little R and some change. A little bit of pocket change. Got some change in my pocket going jingling. So anyway, from this point on the daily chart, I really, really do like this gap. That's what I'm trying to get at. If we pull back again and retest this double bottom neckline and you want some shares of CureVac, you know, go for it. Under Armour. It's really interesting how often I've been looking at this one. I feel like she's on the verge of starting to crack some resistance. I'm digging it. If you're in Under Armour, buy a pullback. MGA, Magna International, looked at this as well. Just, again, building pressure. You're at a resistance, a very, very strong resistance. If you're going to play this breakout, be quick about it because it's going to pop into all-time highs, and you're most likely going to want to sell and lock in some profit. And if not, look to buy the support around 69. And we talked about also potentially doing some put sales on this one around 65 yesterday. Still looks good. Kohu, still bouncing, still looks good. Bear hammer, high wave candle, inside gap up. There's your pressure. Here's your sign, right? Almost made down to the 50. I mean, that's more or less what the market looked like. What would be so fun for me, again, I don't think this is going to happen, but it always could, is if we just get one of these days. Let me do it with a bear. Let me do it with a red ink. If we just huge, like it'd be so perfect. Huge black swan just coming into the market. That'd be such a, I mean, everyone would panic a little bit. All my dip limits would get filled. Just a giant Marbos would be the greatest buying day ever. Don't think it's going to happen, but what's interesting about moves like this is it's just got to have your stops in place because really it'll either do one of those or it'll do one of those. Dustin says, if it happens, I'll lose 5R. About the same, man. Got some stops in place. iClick, I would love it to pull back to 1425. It looks nice. Trend is bullish. Chart looks good. Another inside candle on iClick. Another one. So for those of you who are watching this, if you are intrigued and you're looking at playing a breakout, get above the high of these two candles. Chewy just looks so strong to me. We looked at it pretty much every day this week. And every day this week that I looked at it, just looked strong. Let's go back in time. Type in a 3. That is a pretty amazing bullish candle. Where's all those 3s? There's all those 3s. Right, it's a strong bullish candle. Look at the trend. I mean, it's not unarguably bullish. Good volume. Now you got a little bit of upper shadow, but it's like, you know, it's a bullish candle. Good volume. So if it took out this volume, right, if we close below there, you'd have to almost imagine we hit the 50. So as long as we don't close below there and the moving averages keep pressing the overall trend higher, you'd have to expect it to go up. So next day, gapped up higher, a little bit of a hammer-ish candle, bearish high wave, indecision, holds the low, it held the line. It was like a GameStop stock trader, just not selling. Good high wave volume, good incision. And I forget who asked it earlier, but that's an evening star reversal pattern. What are those bears going to do if it starts breaking above that evening star reversal pattern? Because the bears want to go down. That's what the bears want. But if it breaks above, they're going to have to start buying to close. Buying to close. And then you have this inside high wave, inside high wave candle. Again, more indecision, more bears coming in, more bears coming in. 4 days of bears still haven't taken out this low. They just can't quite do it. And then the next day, look at the volume. That's a party. That's a bull party. People are playing beer pong with Stella, and no bears are invited. No bears. There's no bears at this party. Another gap up, another higher high, another higher low. Bulls are they're really partying hard now. Cigars are getting passed around. Now we got that fresh cheese dip. Cheese dip is here. I love cheese dip. Look at that. That just looks pretty. I think the trend's going to continue. Good curve, good trends. Looks nice. If you're in Chewy, just stay in. All right. MCK. McKesson. Nice, strong resistance. Again, pretty blue chip style approach. This company is long-term looks good. It's consolidating. This could break out. The reason you don't need to wait for a close above this resistance is because the trend is already established. The trend is already established, right? So if you want to get in above this resistance. If you want to wait for a close because you got a bear volume, bear wick, bear wicks, bear wicks, bear wicks, bear volume, that's fine. But the longer we trade sideways up here, the less you need to close above it. Bob says COVID vaccine play. They make a lot of supplies. Yes, they do. DVN, Devon Energy Corporation. So I want a trade up and then a pullback. So today was both of those things. So if we zoom into the hourly chart, okay. So that was the gap up and the pullback. If you're looking at playing ticker symbol DVN, I know I had a few people request this one. I don't have any positions in this one personally. Mostly just camping everything. 1782 by 1657 looks pretty good. Something like that. Daily chart, moving averages look pretty clean. So if you're playing it, that's one way. Second way is wait for it to come down to the 50 and buy the dip there. Third and most normal way is just don't do anything at all. Wait until earnings. Buy into old resistance, new support around 16, and that's about it. That's DVN. Salesforce. Woo! Salesforce. Oh my goodness. Man, this thing. Sammy says, I love it. And I love it. I like taking trades when I'm with you. This gap may never fill. This one, it might not. JS says it's hitting the 100, so I got into a collar. Respect, my man. Respect. Weekly chart. I love this weekly. Jonathan says we like the stock. We like everything about it. Like the fundamentals. I'm a fan. Yeah, definitely could feel the 230 gap for sure. Or at least retest it. I don't know. I don't think this one's going to fill though. Edward says, okay, my leap either. If you got I canceled my limit buys that were in this gap today. Yep, I canceled them. Ross says, that's what I'm waiting on per Falco. What are we waiting on? This gap fill or this one? Second one. Got it. Yeah, that's that absolutely could happen. Something like this absolutely could occur. It's a very, very, very powerful gap. If this gap occurred on a Monday, I'd say you have no shot at that filling, but it could. John says that 100. Yep, we're right on the 100. So JS is getting into a collar here, which means he's selling calls and buying puts. Yeah, I mean, long story short, if we pull back into here, 230, buy some more. And if we pull back into here, 225, buy some more. What I really like about Salesforce, and I think the application of them buying Slack, I'm a big fan. Think about how they could integrate Slack into their business model. Just sit back this week and just think about what they could do and how they could easily use this data and interfaces to message people, and how we as companies, right? I'm a company, so I could go market to Slack groups that are traders, right? And I could get all that information. So I just think it's a good play. Plus, it's a good pullback. I mean, relatively speaking, they were at 280 and we pulled back 25% into the 200. I don't think it's a vastly hard thing for it to get a 280 by the end of the year. So long story short, I have positions in Salesforce. I'm bullish on Salesforce. AYX, I am in AYX. I have positions. I have a collar presently, which is a covered call sale and a protective put purchase. 115 also for February. Already got that in there. And yeah, come on, AYX. Can you just don't gap down? That's all. If it gaps nowhere, I'm fine. If it gaps up, obviously that's good. It's going to have a big gap. I just don't want it to gap down hugely. This weekly chart looks amazing. And this gap down here absolutely spooked some people, including this guy. I was not prepared for that. It just randomly opened down there on January 4th. And I was like, poo sticks. And then you had a big, nice bullish day, and you had a bearish day, just to really piss people off. This is when a lot of people are like, all right, AOIX, I'm out of here. Now, the reason I didn't get out, the only reason, there was one and one only. Support. There's a support there. And we can clearly see it. So I was like, well, I got to hold through some pain, because if it's going to go down there, it's going to suck, but there's a support, and then I got to see if that breaks. If that support broke, would I have either A, bought puts, B, sold my shares, C, all the above, D, taken the losses regardless? I would have lost on the position, and that would have been it. I would have lost, right? I would have taken the L. I would have moved on. I would have gone, okay. But one thing the market's always going to do, it's going to feel like you're an absolute moron when you're buying when it's low. And when people sell because the stock's going down, they're doing it out of fear. Buy into weakness, sell into strength. When the market and the stock is weak and it's at a level that it's been at before, buy into that weakness. Sam says, so you doubled down that day. I did. I bought another 100 shares. That's correct. And then that candle came in and I was like, this is awesome. So yeah, so that's why I've slowly been accumulating. So I have 600 shares of AYX and I got this collar on and it's good to go. I like to be posting a collar video on this one once the earnings happen. We can find out what it does. I've been kind of documenting my process on this one a little bit. Soon to come, soon to come. All right. Still got a long list and we're doing great. NEO is just going to trade sideways for a little bit. I do think there's some good bullish pressure. I love this put sale at 54. I mean, that'd be so good to really get ownership of the stock at 53 and some change, 52 and some change. If you're not in NEO and you want to be in NEO, I think you could do a put sale or look to buy it around 50. I like 50 as a good spot. Otherwise, just wait it out and let it do its thing. Give it some time. It's just trading sideways. Overall trend still looks bullish. FLDM. So we talked about this one yesterday, and you got some bull candles coming in. Volume, it's okay. Earnings around the corner. It's trading very sideways on the daily and on the weekly and on the monthly. So that could be a straddle strangle play if you know anything about options. And if you don't, you can learn them for free. All right. LI Auto trading sideways. Again, nothing really awesome here. I don't see much greatness. The 100 simple is at 2748. That's a much better spot to buy. If you got a really, really strong candle that broke out or closed above here, then maybe I'd get in long, but I don't have any positions in LI. I don't plan on having tons on it. Just kind of hanging out. Sean says, Chinese New Year time. Exciting, exciting. I love it. All right, KLR. We looked at this one as well, and I mean, what do you want from that? I don't know what else to say other than it took out everything and looks strong. No clue what they do. Telecommunications allegedly. Buy a pullback if you're playing it. Definitely have a stop in place. Best of luck. Stone Co. Limited. Alligator shoes. Ross says KLR is the Twilio of Europe. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Ross. More analysis on that I will do this weekend. Stone Co. Limited. We snagged L bottom. And the hilarious part is not really. It still went to 68.46. So you never get the bottom, guys. Never. Never, ever, ever. Stone Co. Limited. It's just a really perfect trap. So if we go back in time, because again, this is the one that we analyzed on this day right here. If you remember, analyzed on the 26th of January during the free week. Feel free to go back. My analysis was, guys, really good pullback, amazing trend, really intriguing company. Warren Buffett loves this, and there's tons of stops right here. Tons of stops. This is obviously a relatively bearish move. A lot of volume up here is getting trapped. Some people are probably going to sell. The 100 simple moving average is right here at 65. I really wouldn't mind buying into the 100 simple. Let's buy the dip at 70.04. That was the analysis. January 26th. Next day. In. Next day. Toast. Toast my ghost. One white soldier out the gate. Look at that thing. You know, you could just buy above that one white soldier. Triggered in. Perfect gap. Inside candle. Take the breakout. In. Boots with the fur. All-time high. Sell some. Lock in your profits. Be done. $18 a share. 2 weeks. Amazing. Jack Whalen says, I sold some of it today. Congrats, brother. Well done. What a play. NXE, Next Gen Energy. Looked at this one yesterday and she broke out. Hammer, inside candle, and it did pop. Next Gen. Relatively decent breakout. And that is a powerful, powerful close. Good Lord, says Brandon. Let me put that on the list for Wednesday. But yeah, team, we looked at it Wednesday as well because it's an energy company, right? Good breakout, good volume, good close, good looking trend. Don't know anything about the company specifically, but we'll see if we can buy a pullback at some point. That breakout is happening. Smile Direct, 0 smiles here. This is a full bear party. Not one bull invited. We are retesting old resistance, new support. I'll see if we end up bouncing. I don't know if we will. But if we close below this voluminous candle on the weekly chart, you need to cut it. That is where your boy Newsome takes the L and moves on. We'll see if it does. We will see. Amazon. I am in some positions on Amazon, aka the new debit spread. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't look, we'll see. I like this candle. I mean, the moving average look good. This is a one white soldier. We got a pullback. Edward, nope, I'm out of the calls. I sold those calls on this day, February 2nd. Oh, the singular one? Sorry, I apologize. Singular call, yes. I still have that one call left. It was one of the calls, LIFO happened or something, FIFO, one of the two. It was one of the calls that I bought down here because the dollar cost average on it is 14 and it was at 11 earlier today. So I'm just going to hold it until March. Yep. Literally just going to hold it as a lottery play. I mean, I've already spent the $1,400. So the crazy part is like my dollar cost average on is low. I bought it down here. So if Amazon breaks out of this channel, guys, it could run. And honestly, I don't think they're going to announce a split. I don't. But now that Jeff Bezos is down as the CEO and they're going to have, that could actually happen. If Amazon splits, market's going to go absolutely just, I can't even make the sound for how high Amazon's going to go. Edward, yes. Sundial Growers, looked at it yesterday, still waiting. We're going to keep an eye on this one. This one really could break out. It could. So we got it on the list for Monday and Tuesday. We're going to come back to that one. Tesla. So Tesla, I bought another share of Tesla today. When it was retesting the high of this hammer. Just in shares, not in calls. Personally, just me. That's just me. I'm not in calls right now because it's extremely high. I think it just wants to trade sideways. So that's all. Bob says, sold my March $500 call today at the high. Oh my goodness. Dude, congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Bob. That's like at least a 400% return. Well done, brother. Well done. Holding muscle from the heavens. 60 R's. Nice hold, homie. Well done, brother. We're so proud of you. Yeah, honestly, that's the thing. I like Tesla. I love Tesla long-term. It will hit 1,000 this year. I am just letting it trade sideways for a bit. Maybe 2 to 3 whole weeks. TTCF, the tattooed chef, perfect hammer, triggered on that day. Another heist hammer, expected to most likely go higher. Don't have any positions on tattooed chef. One of my good friends does, and I know it was a SPAC that is no longer SPAC'd. Now it's an actual company that will probably be here for a while. Ira says, tattooed chef is like an ATM. Post about it. Tell us all about it in Slack, Ira. Tell us all about it in Slack. Can't wait to see your analysis. PLTK, Technology Package Service Software. No clue what they do, but we looked at it yesterday. And I do like trading new IPOs. Therefore, let's buy the dip. This candle was so nice. February 3rd, would have played. Did not see. Edward says, under the IPO low. Wait, what are you talking about? IPO low. What do you mean? Is that a strategy or something? 3032 by 2912. Okay. What's the worst that's going to happen? Wait, worst case scenario, we lose on the trade? What? What? 2. Is today the 5th? Oh my gosh. You're playing with my heart. PLTK. 3032. Next. 2912. Shares. I think it's a good trade. It's really based on a hammer. Open because not triggered yet. Where's official? Official swing trades. New official swing trade on PLTK. Got it. We'll see what happens. Ticker symbol RKT. Rocket companies should be called wrecked. This thing is just an absolute disaster. What a disaster. Just refuses to go higher. Now, if you really, really just want to throw an R away, I'm really talking to myself on this one. Jeremy, if you just want to burn your money, if you want to take $2,000 and just light it on fire for really no reason, you could consider that setup. There. If you're looking at, throwing your money in the garbage can. It's a $1 loss, 2160 by 2060. That'll be a cool play. Risk reward is brilliant. Risk reward is brilliant. Beyond Meat, I was very close to breaking a plan today, but I didn't. You guys ever had that moment where your body and your whole like you're like, wah, all your fingers go to the keyboard and you're like, wait a minute, what? It hasn't gotten above the entry yet. Yeah, that it. Just me. Oh, okay, cool. Got it. No one else has done that. It's only me. Got it. All right. So, so Beyond Meat did not break out yet. So I did not take the trade. I thought it was when I was looking at it. I was like, it's breaking out, and it hadn't broken out yet. Going to keep an eye on Beyond Meat. It's got to go higher before I get in. Still waiting, see if it can pop. If it pops, has a good gap, it could be really fun. SJM, Sideways City, really just squash buckled in here. Very, very, very sideways. Buy low, sell high, long term. Xerox had a great hammer yesterday. Would have triggered the hammer if you're playing hammers. So best of luck for anyone in Xerox. I hope she goes up. Stitch Fix. This is pretty. It is. So there was someone who asked about Stitch Fix, I believe yesterday. And if you're looking at getting in, this is how I would on Stitch Fix. Linderman says, Schmucker's got jammed in there between the long-term moving averages. Yeah, man. Really sandwiched between them for sure. Sage Therapeutics had this one requested. And yeah, it looks interesting. If it's going to break above, if you're looking at going long, it's pulled down to almost the 100 and bounced before. I would probably do half an hour and half an hour is how I would play Sage Therapeutics. Granted, I'm not taking this because I don't take therapeutics companies. I have no idea what they actually do. I mean, I do, but if it broke above here, I'd probably do half an hour and I'd have another half an hour here at 75. Stop loss probably at 70, 71. JS says essential oils is what it sounds like, right? Welcome to Sage Therapeutics. JS says my wife is all about this one. Yeah, just buy lower, I guess. All right, Groupon was requested, GRPN, and Groupon. I think this is the hammer that Jake was playing. He's most likely already in, probably hit a target. If you're going to sell Groupon, that's probably where you sold it, is my guess. Maybe, or maybe you're still holding it. I'm not sure. Groupon, one of those IPOs that just is not working. Now, that's one that is in your negative bucket. That has a negative number on it. Yeah, good hammer, great hammer. That's all I got. If it pulls back to there, look to buy it around 32 and have a stop in place. MEI Pharmaceuticals, Pharmacia. Oh, wow. Dumpster fire, trying to come back to life. Just absolute burning garbage. Trying to rally back from the bottom. No idea. I mean, technically, sure, there's reasons to buy a few weeks ago. I did not get in, obviously. This is a great breakout candle. If I were playing this one personally, which I won't, I would buy some at 377. I'd buy some more at 355. I'd buy a little bit more at 330. And then my stop loss would probably be 275. Or do an absolute zero, right? Whatever your risk is, divide it by, I don't know, 380 and buy that many shares, and best of luck. Last but not least, I do have positions on Ferrari as of today, and we're about to set up this trade. Yep. Yes, please. Let's go make some Ferrari money on Ferrari. What do you guys think? Now, if it breaks out above this candle, we could buy a little bit more, but I'm going to set up like this. Pretty much there, stop there. And I will trade this twice if we get stopped out on it. I will play again. Tearing up my heart when I'm with you. I'm okay to be in this one for a little bit longer. If we don't just absolutely snag and bag an immediate win. Oh, wow. That's so kind. Edward said he's going to buy me a Ferrari if he wins on this trade. That's so nice of you, Edward. Thanks, man. It's okay, bro. I don't need a Ferrari. My car is faster. 193.89. Shares. Is that a flex or what? It is a flex. I mean, my car is faster than a Ferrari. The SF90. No, that one can kick up, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, awesome. Let me put that in the new official swing trade list. New official swing trade on RACE. Mike, that's a great question. Do they make trucks yet? I actually don't know. The SUV is coming. Nice. Okay, quick review of some of the trades that we're in. We still have not gotten stopped out on WW somehow. So still in that absolute loser. Ticker symbol ZI, Zoom Info, the big win for so many of you. Guess who's still in? Your boy Newsome, target 59.12 for me. We'll see if it hits. If it doesn't hit, honestly, on Monday or Tuesday, I'm going to increase the target and increase the stop. So still in Zoom Info. Ticker symbol SNOW, SNOW. I'm holding open, and if it doesn't trigger by Tuesday, I will cancel and we're going to reappropriate the setup. It looks really good to go higher, so be ready for this one. All right. AMD, obviously, everyone's looked at AMD every day. AMD is your ATM. And I don't know if it's between me or you or not, but guys, I love, love, love this pattern. So if this doesn't set up, if this doesn't trigger by Tuesday, we're going to increase that half an R and we're going to put it above here. I think this looks like an amazing trade ready to pop. I did sell some more puts at 80. And those puts are for March 5th expiration. So yeah, we'll see what happens on AMD, but we are still in and it looks pretty cute. Extreme Networks, EXTR is still open. I'll probably cancel that one. Yeah, most likely I'm gonna cancel this on Tuesday. If it doesn't trigger, we'll cancel it. At least this official trade, most of you probably got triggered on the 29th when I did the analysis in the free room on the 28th. Okay. Next on the swing trade list is Arlo. Arlo taking its sweet time. Right now it should be called like, I was going to try to make some kind of cool joke about our R's going away because it's going lower, but I couldn't quite piece it together in time. More like R no, exactly. R no. Yes, it's like our R's are low on this trade. That's it. There you go. Our R's are low on this one. Yeah, so we're down on it. If we get stopped out, we lose an R. That's going to happen. I told you guys. All right. By the way, did anyone else see purple today, or was it just was I the only one looking at this one? I didn't see nearly enough love in the Slack trade on purple. That thing looks amazing. And if you're wondering, did I add to the trade? I did. You guys asked me if I was going to add yesterday. I told you I would. So purple looks nice. JKS. We didn't get stopped out on it today, which is cool. So we did not get stopped out of JKS. This, again, is only half an hour. If we do get stopped out, we played a little bit of an aggressive trade that just didn't quite trigger. And that's cool. So if it goes higher, awesome. And if it gets stopped out, I know that's also fine. And then we have Amwell. So AMWL, American Well did trigger. And I'll hold that one up until earnings as an official swing trade. And then last but not least is Sierra Wireless. And I like this chart. If we pop, of course. If we pop. The question, will we? I don't know, but the chart looks nice. Just like kind of building some pressure. Moving averages looks good. So we shall see. All right, Squadron, that is it for me. Thanks so much all for being here and enjoying an incredible week. I love you all. On Monday, here are the stocks that I already have. And what other stocks would you guys like to look at? VLNCF, never even heard of it. NNDM, Wolf, Peloton, SWPR, DDD. Oh, wow, you guys are typing faster than I can text. Datadog, RUN, ZNGA, APPS, Disney, Apple, PSTG, MDLZ. I'm literally just typing these in as fast as I can. AMRS, Bitcoin, of course, Logitech, Cloudera, Silver, Fuel Cell, Square. Jill says, love you, Jan. Love you too, beautiful. You are amazing. All right, Squadron, that's going to be it for me. Thank you so much. I will see you later. And until next time, love life, live life, and trade it. You guys rock. Have yourselves a great weekend. Goodbye.